Well, here we are, day 10. And today I wanted to share with you two turns of phrases that I came across in my journaling and reflection time. And I do promise that one of these videos is going to be a little bit more detail about that. But for now, the two turns of phrases are humbleness of heart, which is the one I always think of. I try to think of this one a lot. Don't think of yourself more highly than you ought. Try to think in terms of being in a service to others. Try to learn from everybody that you meet rather than feeling the pressure to always be a role model and, all that stuff. And the other turn of phrase that I thought was particularly interesting was bureaucracy of the ego. So I thought about that. What does that mean? Well, the ego is kind of like an onion in that way. And I don't know about you, but peeling off the layers of an onion is not something I usually volunteer to do. But it is something that really described aptly what the bureaucracy of the ego was. Always wanting more of something, or a better of something, or an improvement of something, some striving for something else. And so thinking about the different layers that you are encountering for your day, maybe this is something to really reflect about. So meanwhile, that's that. There was a miracle that showed up yesterday. For the last several weeks, I'm going to turn so you can maybe see that the sun is starting to peek up over there, although we have so much clouds today. As you see, I'm dressed for Nanook of the North. The temperature dropped to a wind chill of 25 degrees. And after 80 degrees weather, this is very, very cold for us. Normally, I walked all day yesterday, not carrying at all, because I usually don't care about those kinds of temperatures. I come from the north, and it doesn't bother me when it encounters it in Texas. In fact, the joke for me is how many days can I go with where I don't wear my coat very often. So maybe 3 days I might throw a coat on to get out from the car to somewhere. But normally I don't. And I didn't even have my coat in the car this time because I thought it was time for spring to officially have sprung. So here I am in the cold, and I went down to the back gate to say hello to the donkeys that are rotated down in the lower pasture. And there were 5 of them there. I've been missing the 5th one for weeks now. I went searching for it, hoping that it wasn't a victim of an accident and needed some water. It was getting warm and all that stuff. No donkey. And I let neighbors know that I was missing a donkey, which was so weird because if one had left through a hole in a fence somewhere, they all would have gone through the hole in the fence, and all of my other donkeys were still here. But there it was, showing up there at the gate. So I have no idea. None of the worse for wear kind of thing. So I don't know what it is. As far as I can tell, the other alpaca that I thought had died is still there this morning. We shall soon see. And that is it for the day. The anxiety thing that I was talking about, I just managed my thoughts a little bit better so that I just made it mean something else. So what I did is I just puttered my way through the time that I had available, and I stopped worrying about other people's agendas or expectations, none of which I really know. So I just continued to do what I thought I should do. And I got through all the chores that I wanted to do, which is amazing to me. And so, of course, as I knew it would happen, the house and everything around the house looks better, feels better. And I'm not going to apologize for anything that doesn't meet somebody else's expectations, because this is a house of one now. This is a house with me and my animals, and we are happy as clams. And I have a certain level of expectation of disarray and dirt that I don't mind, because I choose to live in this animal world, and I'm going to continue to. So the anxiety disappeared at that point, and I had a wonderful time with the people that came to see me. So it was really, really great. And that is day 10. But before I leave, I wanted to invite you to be a member of my L Club. This is something we used to do in my university years ago. This is just me. It's a me thing. I had some students, we went out to lunch one day. We had this hour free every week, and we used to meet and we would chat about, teaching issues that we might have come across in our teaching careers and that kind of thing, or practice careers, practice issues. And we went to lunch. And most of us ordered iced tea and used the sweet and low packets that were on the table and joked around about it being the S&L Club. Well, that club turned into an opportunity for students to actually speak their mind. And the only rule I said is it can be here, but it only stays here. No one is allowed to have this be somewhere else. We're not trying to correct anybody's thinking unless they ask for help. But it was a wonderful opportunity for all of us to let our hair down, let us know what it was, and then we walked off and it was over. We had our say in whatever was going on in our lives, and that was the end of it. That was the S&L Club. Now I'm going to turn my S&L Club into, don't have to have this all stay here between us, but you can go forth and do what it is that you're going to do with whatever you might have gleaned from this video. But I'm sure hoping that you got something. The people that have talked to me say that they enjoy them, and it's very nice. I'm hoping to do some things where we all have some more interaction in comments together and stuff. But in the meantime, SNL could be subscribe and like. That would be really cool. So just if you got something out of the video or found it interesting, why don't you hit that like button and subscribe so that you can get access to more of them without having to go searching for them. I really appreciate it. And I hope the rest of you have a good rest of your day and day 10.